Now we all know what a hot mic is.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, finding childcare can be a nightmare for many parents. Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, a revolutionary new platform that takes the guesswork out of finding the right childcare for your kid. That's next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home. We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network. We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show. A lot of businesses, as you know, closed during the pandemic, and for childcare across the country, it's been a real nightmare. I know of many childcare centers that temporarily closed or permanently closed, and so that's a real nightmare for parents. To talk about that today, Jessica Perno, she is the CEO and co-founder of Parent Day Out. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I think your platform is just ingenious, and this was really born of necessity. Talk about how you started this.
Sure. So the genesis behind Parent Day Out was really based on my own personal experience as a working mom on Wall Street. So we had childcare Monday through Friday, but like many parents, my childcare needs didn't end on Friday evening, and I found myself during the weekend needing to run errands and wanting to hang out with friends and carving out personal time, working out, and I didn't have access to childcare. So, my husband and I were sitting in our living room couch in New York City, and we said, there's so many daycares, there's 50,000 on every block. How is it possible that not a single one of them is open on evenings and weekends for childcare, the kind that we needed? And, the idea sort of evolved from let's build our own center. And then we quickly realized we really don't want to be in that business. But what we can do is we can sit on top of that, and we can leverage the daycare centers that are normally packed Monday through Friday, and giving them the tool to expand their business and offer a more part-time and flexible care. So we built the child care reservation system to bring it all together.
It's a beautiful platform. We're going to show some pictures off of your Facebook page. Tell us how it works.
So a parent, so it's a two-sided marketplace. So we have, on one side, we have licensed daycare centers, and we cover the entire United States. We currently have 60,000 licensed daycare centers on the platform, and they have very robust profiles. They can include pictures and basic operating details, because we weren't able to solve for the more on-demand model without being able to make sure that parents knew and they had the information about a daycare center before they booked an appointment. So we really had to solve, two problems in it. So a licensed daycare center will enroll as a Parent Day Out host. They choose, I want to be open on Saturday from 9 to 12, so mom can run her errands now. And then as a parent, you type in your zip code, you see who's hosting, you book your appointment, and we manage everything from, staffing, eligibility criterias, and payments.
I think it's brilliant. In fact, before the show, you compared it to Airbnb for childcare.
Right.
Now, a lot of people come up with, great ideas, but they never do anything with them. Tell me about the discussion with your husband about launching this thing. Is it something where you were both yes, let's do it, or were you apprehensive?
Well, I think in hindsight, looking back, the idea was actually the easy part, and the execution of actually bringing it to life is it's really, really, really hard.
Sure.
But my husband, who's the co-founder of the company, he also has a Wall Street background. So he was building financial systems for like S&P and Reuters, and he was very knowledgeable on data and analyzing it and making it user friendly. So with his skill set and mine, I thought that we would make a really good team to bring it together. But it's definitely, the execution of it is really difficult.
Well, I think it's absolutely brilliant, and you think about, you can order a pizza on the phone, you can order a hotel room, not being able to order childcare on demand.
Right.
It's so intuitive. I also want to applaud you for coming to Texas, because you and your
Yes.
husband relocated, and this is the land of entrepreneurs. I mean, here it's basically go girl, do it, build it.
Well, moving to Dallas was very intentional for us. We were in New York City, which is very, high tech, entrepreneurs, but we knew that we were ready for something else, and Texas was a great fit for us because we have Texas is one of the meccas of all daycares. There's so many young families here, so many businesses. But the story of how we decided on Dallas, because we really could have moved anywhere, but we wanted a warmer climate. So here we are in the Dallas heat. But we wanted it to be family and lots of daycare businesses. But we came here last summer, and we went to, so I don't know. I had a theory. I think it comes from my mother-in-law. But when you are looking at a new neighborhood, go to the grocery store. So that's what we did. We went to, we mapped out all the Whole Foods, because I had no idea anything about Dallas. My husband actually, 2 or 3 years prior, went to a Dallas Cowboys game. And I guess he loved Dallas, so he said, let's look at Dallas also. So we went to, it was actually not far from the studio. Cool. On Preston. We went to Whole Foods, and we were in line for something, and another register had opened up. And in New York, if a register opens up, people are on high alert, waiting for a register to open up. So a register opened up, and the lady behind us very kindly said, excuse me, ma'am, I don't know if you noticed, but there is an open register. You're next. And I remember looking at my husband being like, did you just see what happened here? And that's really when we figured out, all right, Texas might be a special place.
That is so cool. That's probably the best story I've heard on my show in a long time.
Wow.
And it really does. It speaks to who Texas is.
And they've been very welcoming in entrepreneurs. In New York, it takes a lot of money as an entrepreneur. So a lot of companies that you want to work with, they claim to love startups, but they'll really take you for every penny you have.
Well, and I think you're going to find that the people of Dallas, especially the entrepreneur community, is very giving, and they'll share ideas with you and help you find resources.
Yes.
And we were connected through a former client of this firm. So anyway, Jessica, we're out of time for this segment.
Okay.
Promise me you'll come back.
I will.
We're going to end by putting your website up. Parent
There you
Day
go.
Out is the website. Get a hold of Jessica and her husband for all of your child care needs. And that's it for now. We'll see you next time.